Yeah, I had a lot of nights where I'm falling asleep at the desk. It was definitely difficult. But yeah, I adapted and going to school now, working full time and still doing other things. So it's just another skill, time management, discipline,
Definitely.
the skills you build over time.
Definitely. Yeah. Yeah. And you went in with your cousin, right?
Yeah, he went into, yeah.
Okay. Did you guys get stationed the same?
No, he got stationed, I think, Louisiana.
Okay.
We ended up getting out around the same time, too.
Okay.
And he's like a senior IT manager. He lives in the DMV area, too.
Okay.
So.
He did SIG and TELS as well?
No, he was cyber systems operations.
Oh, okay.
So he might be in your realm a little bit, something like that.
Yeah, that's dope.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. So, that's awesome that you have at least somebody that you can kind of piggyback off of too as well.
Yeah. So you guys motivated each other.
We did.
When you're falling asleep, you can call him wake me up.
Yeah, definitely.
He did 6 years too?
Yeah, he did.
Okay, nice.
Recruiter both.
Literally. Y'all moved together, man.
Yeah.
How long were you at Hawaii for?
3 years.
Okay.
3 years.
Cool.
Then I went to Hampton, Langley Air Force Base.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
How'd you end up choosing Arizona?
They had a very good, so my bachelor's in cyber operations, they had a good program there.
Okay.
They had live lectures instead of just the asynchronous, I think is what it's called. But yeah, they had live lectures, so professors were very involved.
Okay.
So it was a great school to go to virtually.
Okay. So the async ones that you're talking about, those like pre-recorded?
I think, those were the
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I can imagine doing that for those who went through like schooling through COVID. But that's something else.
Yeah, virtual. Because I also got my master's virtually while I was working, and it's difficult to stay disciplined.
Yeah,
especially when you're working, because at the end of the day, the work is what pays your bills.
Yeah.
So like that's the main focus.
Yeah.
And then being in the virtual setting, I mean, if you don't have the professor standing in front of you, your mind is elsewhere.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So that's good time management.
Yeah.
So I guess like what do you, in terms of like practical, like what did you do that actually helped you stay focused?
Yeah.
I mean, besides calling your cousin when you're falling asleep.
Schedule wise, I would have the same routine every day basically. So work, gym, study for 2-3 hours, sleep, repeat. So just running on autopilot, I'd say. So just keeping the schedule the same. And what else? I think that's pretty much the biggest part.
Nice.
Other than that, I think you can learn anything.
Yeah.
Same with certifications, as long as you create a schedule.
Yeah.
So no partying in there as well. No.
Oh yeah, it was partying in there.
So
sometimes an assignment might get turned in a day late, but we made it. Yeah. Hawaii just had to go to the beach.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Yeah. I guess why did you choose like that job as well? Like I know you're interested in like computing and tech in general, but why that specific lane versus like another?
So when I was researching it, one thing I was looking for was civilian marketability. So that job easily transitions out.
Nice.
Another thing is, so you don't really know exactly what you're doing until you get in, but it sounded cool. So I'm like, oh, this will be it. And it was just it sounded like a cool job, and it was cool. Yeah, very technical.
That's awesome.
And it was a great choice.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, we did a SIG and TEL stuff. Well, I was a cook, like I said, but I definitely work with a lot of signals folks and a lot of stuff that they were doing with like whether it's the radios or radars and stuff. That was really dope.
Yeah.
That's good.
Cool stuff.
So at this point, you're in the Air Force. You get your bachelor's at Arizona. So you graduate, and then I guess that was the time you figured, okay, it's time for me to. Well, your 6 years was up. So for you, you're like, all right, I'm ready to get back into, I don't want to say the real world, but like get into corporate.
You're right. Yeah, that's a good thing to say. So I finished about a year before actually getting out. And then at that point, I said, let me focus on certifications.
Gotcha.
Because the DOD 8570, I think they have a new one now, but to get those contracting jobs, that's what they look at. So
gotcha.
That's when I started. I already had the knowledge from my degree, so the certifications came easy. Started racking those up. And I was ready to get back one, ready to start making more money and then get back into the real world. Because the military really is its own world for sure.
Yeah.
So, I started focusing on interview prep and resume stuff. And,
Nice.
Yeah.
Did they help prep you, like either through Arizona or the military?
Both, actually. And the military has really improved with providing resources. So.
Yeah. No, I definitely agree with that. I definitely agree. Not just with the ClearBridge program, but or not Clear, was it SkillBridge?
SkillBridge. Yeah.
SkillBridge. But I think like PCS, like when you're getting ready to leave, there's so many different things that they do now that they didn't used to do back then. And then some of it started with me. Like I did reserves, but I did 6 and 2, like you. So 6 and 2, for those who aren't familiar, is like you serve 6 years, whether you're active or reserves, like you're full on. So if you're drilling, you do that, and then 2 years of inactive reserve is like, all right, you're on call essentially, like for those 2 years. So if war pops off,
you gotta be ready.
Exactly.
Suited and booted.
I'm 2 years. I'm like, hey, man, chill out, bro.
It's time to go.
Yeah. I want to go back a little bit. What's the difference, I guess, from not Pearl, but Hawaii to now Hampton? How'd you like the two bases?
Oh man, Hawaii to Hampton, it was definitely it's just very different in Hampton. But I'd say it was a good time to go to that base because that was my last 3 years. So there wasn't much to do. I would go up to DC when I did want to do something. So
Gotcha.
I zoned in on finishing school and preparing.
Nice.
So,
Nice.
But yeah, Hampton is it's not as country as where I'm from, but it's just a smaller area.
Yeah. Most definitely. And then in Hawaii, I'm assuming like Sunset Beach,
Right.
all that jazz. Like,
Yeah, everybody has that aloha energy and everybody is friendly.
That's dope.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Always something to do.
Yeah. No, that's awesome, man. Cool. And then I guess transitioning back to Hampton or like the Virginia area, when you were going up to DC, was it just for like specific like drills, contract work, or what was like the reason going up to DC for?
Oh no, when I would go up to DC, it was for fun. So my fun was in DC.
Wait, who was in DC that y'all were going to have fun with?
I had a few friends already up here.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, they had transitioned prior.
Yeah.
So yeah, we would just go up here, go to like music festivals.
Okay.
And, all those stuff.
Dope.
So
Yeah.
Hampton, that was just straight work for me, and then go up here. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I was gonna ask too, because you already kind of touched on it when it comes to like your friendships. Like, did you make like lasting friendships through the military that you still keep now?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Even my last supervisor, I had some cool supervisors.
Nice.
Some of my flight commanders still just not talk on like a consistent basis, but reach out every now and then. How are you doing?
Gotcha.
Yeah, the military was also a good place to find mentors. So
Okay.
in that way. Yeah.
Dope. That's awesome.
That's good. All right, so then you go to DC to party. I'm just kidding. I'm not gonna keep harping on the party. But either way, okay. So you graduate. You still had another year left, or I guess you still did another year in the Air Force. So then, I guess you started looking for jobs. You're ready to get into corporate and get into the real world. So I guess what was that process like when you were like interviewing? And like, how did you know exactly like which type of role you wanted to be in? Yeah.
So year left, and then that when I had 6 months left, I started that SkillBridge.
The SkillBridge program. Okay.
So I'm working with a actual. It was a contracting company.
Okay.
Doing cyber threat analysis.
Okay.
So remote work too. It was great.
Dope.
And they had some very smart people there. So
Dope.
They also helped with interview preparations.
Yeah.
And then when I was about 3 months out, that's when I started applying to places.
Okay.
Luckily, the clearance gives you a lot of leverage.
Yep. You got TS, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then what else? Clearance. I had the certifications. I had the bachelor's. And then I had the SkillBridge. So honestly, it made the transition. I prepared pretty well. So the transition was pretty seamless, I'd say.
That's awesome.
So,
Yeah.
Yep.
That's good.
It was definitely getting out of that military mindset and getting into like the regular corporate. It definitely was a transition.
Actually, I'm glad you brought that up because we interviewed who was it? AJ Yarn. He was a captain in the military and he served for 6 years as well. And we were talking about how the military mindset is completely different than the civilian mindset when it comes to like remembering like certain language and like talking, in certain ways where, you treat everything like it's an order.
Exactly.
Just speaking like in general, like, lingo, like, hey, I need you to do this. Like, we need to execute, blah, blah, blah.
Exactly.
How was that for you, bro?
It was definitely, it was a transition, and it took a few months after I actually got out to like, well, when I originally got out, I started working with the Air Force as a civilian.
Okay.
So that made it a little similar.
Yeah.
But it was too similar. That's why I left that job.
Gotcha.
I'm like, I don't even want to be not that it was that bad, but it's like I left the military to leave the military.
Gotcha.
So when I got to my next job, which is the one I'm at now, it was more so one, realizing that I'm the person with the knowledge and people aren't looking at rank or anything.
Yeah. Yep.
And then just being able to speak in those non-military terms.
Yeah.
Non-military terms.
That's pretty funny. So I guess really how did that make you feel? Like being able to transition and then not speak like, you're a robot or something.
It felt the freedom. That's what it felt like, freedom. Being out of that. And it was like a half freedom when I joined the Air Force as a civilian. Yeah. And then full freedom when I got to this job.
Gotcha. So nice.
And that's what brought you to DC, like, because you're in the DC area now.
Yeah, that area. Okay. Yeah.
Because of work.
Okay. And then you work with, I know you said contracting is like the Booz Allens, the Boeings, like those kinds of agencies.
Yeah. Those kind. Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Yeah, that's a big thing. I always recommend folks who are in the military and transitioning, like the DMV area, like when it comes to like government contracting. I mean, it's a big hub.
It is.
Like especially if you're in the tech space, like you can find a lot of opportunities up there where they can shoo you into other areas, and especially with having SkillBridge, I think that's a bonus. Like if you're transitioning your SIG Intel or in some sort of like intelligence capacity, definitely encourage you to look into that.
Yeah.
How'd you even find the program?
The SkillBridge program? Yeah. At that point, they had started promoting it pretty often. Yeah. Nice. Like, TAP Transition Assistance Program. Yeah. Like you had to go through that. Yep. They would promote SkillBridge. So.
Gotcha. Dope. Yeah, that's awesome, man.
That's good. I'm glad they implemented that.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm sure, like back in the '80s when you were.
Right. See, this is what I'm talking about right here, man.
You were in the military back in the '80s. It was a different time,